Go home. Oh shoot. Oh. All right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm alive. Let me see. Yeah, that's the right mic. There's like literally only mic hooked up. That better be the right mic. I know the gaming laptop has one, but I don't think it's that great. Let me see here. Okay, everything seems to be in order. Okay. Oh no, can you guys? Can you guys? Yeah, you can hear. Okay. You can hear Doobie. All right, cool. I had to double check that so it won't be that one time where you just didn't hear me. Like you didn't hear the background audio, or like Rosetta Stone telling me how wrong I was on something. Anyway, hi guys. Happy Hump Day. I am rewards enabled on channel. Okay, see that's the thing. I keep seeing rewards enabled on channel, but I'm not sure. I don't hold on, let me check my Twitch. Let me go to my Twitch. There's no way. There's no way. It says like subscribe to earn rewards. Last I checked, I don't have a subscribe button. Oh shoot. Oh, I need to take this off. Uh-oh. I'm editing my panels live. Oh boy. This has been long overdue. That's my bad. That's been literal weeks. So if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, one of my who's this? Glass! Hey! Thank you for the early happy Halloween. Early happy Halloween to you too, Glass. How's everything for you, buddy? How's everything up in the north, in the Canada, the Canada? How's everything, buddy? I am spending my Halloween at a card shop, so I will not be answering kids at my front door handing out candy because I don't feel like doing that this year. Or moving forward. Oh man. So warm. Oh shoot, bro. Man, you're making me jealous with how warm it is up north. Oh yeah, fun fact. Oh, Glass. So this actually is really funny that you're in chat. So I was at work today and one of my superiors went up to my cubicle and said, "Yo, we might send you to Canada for a job." And I'm like, "Huh?" It's gonna be within the next 30 days, so there's a chance that I will be in Canada in the future. Like, I'm not moving there, there's just like something I need to do at a facility up north and then come back to the state that I'm in the US, you know? So, just to mention that since you're here, Glass. But yeah, no, I don't see it. So, I don't know, did Twitch reach out to me or something? I need to check my email. Because I know I talked to Savvy about it. Beware of the Quebecoi? They are rude. Oh, their French is showing. Okay, that was so racist. The rude Canadians. You mean the French? I'm playing now. People from Quebec? Really? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Glass. I'll take your word for it because I am not a Canadian. I'm an American. Specifically, an American from the US of the A. Anyway, hold on. I gotta check my email. Because I'm getting this thing where it's like, subscribe to earn rewards. And I'm like, I don't even have a subscribe button. Why do I keep seeing that now in my stream chat? Like, I'm genuinely curious why I'm seeing that. Oh my gosh. What is that? This thing. Not now. Why do you want me to enable fingerprint? I can't. Nah, just kidding. They're actually, even though they speak French, they also usually speak English. I imagine. We're still in the Americas. Let me see. Did Twitch reach out to me for anything? I'm typing Twitch in the search bar. Let's see. Uh, I have a bunch of stream summaries, if that counts.
I don't need a car. I have a train.
Let me see. If I type in Twitch affiliate, will I see something in there? I don't think I did.
People buy a new car every 4 years. How would people do that?
Let me see.
How do people, like, whenever I go outside, people have some pretty nice cars. I don't really drive, so I can't really talk
Oh,
about
wow.
spending so much money on
I don't think, yeah,
gas.
no. Wow. I have like, wow. Okay, anyway.
Maybe at least it.
Oh, well. So
No.
yeah, Twitch did not reach out to me about that. Fun fact, the Quebec residents
The newest car.
think they are their own country. They aren't. So they act like their own country to a certain extent. That's why they speak French there. Oh, they they have that air of superiority. My plot of land, my 1 by 1 square footage of land is better than yours. Exactly. Oh, that's funny. I'm just gonna go up there and just be. I'm just gonna be chill. I'll just act American,
Stall. Yeah, I get it.
because then they'll take pity on me, and then I'll use that pity in my advantage. Ha ha ha! Get wrecked. Yeah. So I'm gonna be going to work tomorrow morning early because I have stuff I gotta do
Want me to
tomorrow, but like there's a specific time frame. So I'm trying to leave work early tomorrow because I have a bunch of stuff that I need to do. So there's that. So
He looks happy.
hmm.
The
If I go to Quebec, good luck first of all, and please try the poutine. Is so good. I hear that poutine's a thing. Like it's like the thing to eat in Canada. Is that true? If I remember correctly, because I remember one of my good buddies.
hold on.
She was like, "Yo,
Sorry.
poutine is like good," and I'm like, "The freak is poutine?" And then I had apparently there's a restaurant nearby, like where I live,
I know you guys can't
like
see
in the
it.
downtown area, and they have poutine, and that was the one and only time I've ever had poutine in my life. I'm like, what the freak is poutine? And since it was something I've never had before, I was like, I'll try it. Of course, it was very Americanized. It's poutine, like where I'm at. Like I am like pretty far from Canada, so especially in Quebec, they have entire restaurants dedicated to poutine only. Sheesh. French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. Whoa, that's different. That's way different. Cheese curds. You know, as an American, I think this is going to out me because I've never had a cheese curd ever. Like that's I've never had a cheese curd. I don't think I've ever had a cheese curd. Now that you mentioned cheese curds, Glass, I don't think I've ever had a cheese curd.
Hi.
It's squeaky cheese. The
Hello.
Cool. Now I know that there's an alternative name for cheese curds. It's called squeaky cheese. It makes a squeak when you bite it. Oh, that sounds like I'm chewing into a live mouse. No, thank you. That made cheese curds very unappetizing, Glass. I'd be very concerned if the squeaky cheese you eat makes a squeak. No, wait. What do you mean, Glass, huh? You basically just said war for me. War for you? Alright, have your live mice. Actually, what the fudge? I might have to go up north for a job, Glass. You can stop me. But yeah. Apologies for not streaming yesterday. I'm pretty sure I wasn't gonna stream Monday, but Monday I was still recovering from being sick, and my case of Cardfight Vanguard cards came in. So I spent Monday and yesterday organizing those cards, making sure everyone that wanted some cards from me from the current set of Cardfight Vanguard got what they wanted. Your squeaky mouse cheese? Okay, fine. You can have your squeaky mouse cheese. I prefer Chinese food anyway.
Right.
But
Oh,
yeah, no, and then I feel good about myself because I took initiative and cleaned out ancient things from my room. Like,
I'll be right back.
before I became a Cardfight Vanguard player, I was a very avid Guard Yu-Gi-Oh player. I wasn't as like into the meta as I was as other people back then. I was playing it mainly because in the anime there's a deck I like, and I'm like, oh, I want to build that. So I did that. Then I realized in college that my deck holds no value in the meta because Yu-Gi-Oh meta is really bad. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for the well wishes glass. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh meta is toxic, and I don't want to be a part of it. It feels like it'd be a lot of fun if I had kept up with the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, but I haven't. Like, so when I went to one Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in college, and that was the point where I realized, oh, yeah, no, I can't play this game competitively because my deck holds no value. Like, my main deck is the Agents, and the Agents almost won, Worlds, but then nowadays for Yu-Gi-Oh players, like the meta, if you want to have a competent meta deck, it's like I have 15 Omni Negates and I can special summon 25 times in one turn. It's either you somehow FTK your opponent or you somehow set up for an OTK turn. And it's like, it's fast. Like, if you are up to date with the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, it's fast. Like, you can end a player's you can end a duel within, 2 to 4 turns? Like, versus back then where, it could probably take 10 turns. But yeah, no, it's very quick. However, even though I say, 2 to 4 turns to finish a duel, every turn is probably, 5 minutes. Because you're, doing combo after combo. You're doing chain after chain. Do you want to continue the chain? Is this resolved? Omni Negate. Go into special summoning. I guess I'll stay in my main phase 1. Maybe go to my battle phase. What should I do during my main phase 2? Anything that resolves at end of turn? Stuff that is active on my opponent's turn. All this crazy stuff. And I've only dipped into what the meta was. I have a friend at my card shop that shows me their deck builds of Yu-Gi-Oh! For, meta. And I'm like, bro, I can't keep up with this. I like Cardfight Vanguard. I've transitioned to it because it's much more fun. It has much more of a simplistic mechanic, and the matches are shorter than Yu-Gi-Oh matches, tentatively in my opinion. But it's like, whoa. So yeah, I was cleaning out my room of ancient Yu-Gi-Oh cards, some of which had been entrusted to me by a friend before he went into the military. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder how he's doing. Anyway, yeah, no, he gave me his Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I was like, okay, thanks. And then, I started running out of space in my room, so I've, cleaned out Yu-Gi-Oh cards over time, but today has been a purge. There's a bunch of card game cards in my room, like Pokemon, Force of Will, you name it. And I looked around, I'm like, I don't even use these cards, so I just, took them out. I cleaned out my room. I actually made a ton of space for myself. And I was, sitting there, I'm like, I'm proud of myself. I actually did some spring cleaning in Halloween season. But the game is really confusing, can't spell. Pokemon is fun, too. Pokemon's fun. It's simple. Once I realized Pokemon is a weird version of, what, Digimon or, some Kaijudo stuff, yeah. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really confusing. I don't blame you. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten extremely confusing. I remember talking to Electro Sprinter, one of my buddies. And me and Electro Sprinter mentioned that in Yu-Gi-Oh's meta format today, it is impossible for anyone that does not know Yu-Gi-Oh! To be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, my other friend put it, nowadays, to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to not play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the base mechanic, right, is you summon a monster, has summoning sickness, or not. You summon, if you go first, your monsters can't attack. If you go second, your monsters can attack. It's pretty simple. If you just do basic normal monster, classic spells, classic traps, fusion ritual, all that basic stuff back in the day. That's how it is. It's you have your draw phase, standby phase, main phase 1, battle phase, main phase 2, end phase, and that was it. Now, if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a bunch of cards that are okay, cool, it's your standby phase, let me just, do like 10 different things and chain it off 5 different cards. Let me search my deck real quick. Oh, I've thinned my deck down to like 10 cards, but I got all my key pieces. You can't do anything, and you're dead. Like, that's essentially what the current Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta is, in my opinion, so... You want a small tournament in Pokemon? You got a little deck box? Hey, congrats, Glass, that's awesome! Wait, what deck did you play in Pokemon? Like, what was the small... Okay, what deck did you play in Pokemon? My knowledge of Pokemon isn't that big. But I'm curious what your build was. Because the 2 Pokemon decks that I have, that I actually paid attention to and built, was Zero Aura and Primarina. Because Primarina is my favorite, like, starter. Out of all the starters in the Pokemon series, it's Primarina. Oh no, Poplio. I love Poplio. It's just water fairy type, love it. It was a while ago and it was a non-formal one. Oh, that's really sweet. So you used a home main deck. That's really cool. It used what's the main Pokemon? Watch it be a mythical. Mythicals are cool. But yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, I cleaned out my room today, all while listening to Narissa Ravencroft do karaoke. I was there for the entire stream too. It was the first time I had ever been... it bewilders me because that was the first live stream in my entire life on any platform where I was there at the very beginning and was there till the very end. That was the first ever live stream I was there from the very beginning to the very end. And I was like, oh shoot, that's crazy. Status effects to poison people? Oh, like Muck? Oh! So it was like a... Was it mainly poison? Yet your opponents get 17 poison tokens on one Pokemon. You're insane. You're insane. How? How'd you get 17 poison tokens on one Pokemon? Yeah, 170 damage per turn. How did you get 17 poison? Is that normal? Because like I said, my Pokemon knowledge, the TCG format, is very limited. Is it normal to be able to put 17 poison tokens on a Pokemon in an average meta Pokemon battle? Also, I didn't know that that one poison token is like 10 damage per turn. Bro, that's like freaking wild. There's a tag team called Muck and Alolan Muck. That's so cool! I forgot that tag team was a thing. Forgot that tag team was a thing in the Pokemon TCG. Oh, that's really cool. Muck and Alolan Muck? Oh, I love Alola. That's like my favorite region. I have a spiritual connection to the Alola region of Pokemon. Its big attack gives them 16 tokens! They're dead! They're done! Then heals itself? Oh, sheesh! They're dead! They're done! Big attack! They're done! You basically got, like, slime banged by, like... by, like, an OG and a new variant. Oh, shoot. Then you had a stadium that adds another 10 damage and it paralyzed them? Oh, shoot. Glass, you're making me want to puke. Ah! That's painful. Ugh. I'd hate to be on the receiving end of that. Ew. But, yeah, that's really cool. I just realized something. One of the cords is not connected. It's not important, but I just realized that. Oh well. The silly little decks. You like silly little decks too? I love silly decks. I like that. I like... Because in Cardfight Vanguard, at my card shop, there are people that use, like, top meta decks. Like, for example, Shiranui. Shiranui's insane. Because in an average meta Cardfight Vanguard match, you usually retain about, like, 7 or 8 cards in hand per turn, or whatever. But, like, with Shiranui, bro, whenever they came up with the Dual Nation cards, oh my lord, they'd have 13 cards when they get to their first grade 3 turn, and I'm like, huh? And they even have a restriction, there's a restriction on the deck, and it didn't do anything! I'm like, what the fudge? If they did a choice restriction with that one Dual Nation card and that one grade 1 that lets you draw and put itself into Soul, I feel like it would even it out a little bit. you have one with basic common Pokemon that reduce damage by like 100 for each Pokemon. That's funny. I like that. Then another card that one-shots any Pokemon. It's so funny. Oh, that's so cool. I like silly decks like that. I'm known at my card shop as the dude that plays like every deck, and I don't, but I have a vast majority of them. Like there's a silly deck that no one really plays, and it's called Sacrifice Glass, and its whole gimmick is so weird. Because essentially you give your opponent resources for free. And it's like, okay, I gave my opponent resources so I could do funny things. But I gave them resources so they can withstand my funny things. And I'm like, I don't know, I just find it fun. Interesting decks that you don't really see in the meta format in Cardfight Vanguard interest me. So.
I don't know. We're crashing.
And then another... Yeah, no, it's really funny. I remember I was facing this. So it's called Sacrifice Glass. It's part of the Dark States nation. And it's really cool because you get to force your opponent to superior call units from their drop zone, essentially their graveyard. And they just call them to the board, right? And then you're like, cool, for every unit on the field, your field and mine, I get a lot of resources. Don't worry, I'll give you some resources, just not as much as me. And then, after I give you resources, I'll blow them up so I get more resources. So it's really cool. Sacrifice Glass is really cool. It's like when you're setting him up, you give your opponent lots of resources, but that's like the con. The pro is by giving your opponent a ton of resources, you've given yourself targets that then you use to give yourself more resources than your opponent. However, it sometimes ends up in a bad position because you end up giving your opponent sometimes, or most of the time, their key pieces to end you. But it's really funny. Imagine you win with it. I did win with it once. It was so funny. Me and my friend, we were rushing because it was like the card shop's closing, tournament's ending. We were like, oh, okay, and while we were fighting, my opponent, my friend, was teaching me how to use the deck. I was like, oh, this deck is so much fun. This is weird because they were playing a deck called Ezel. Ezel is heavy aggro. Ezel basically is when I go first, you get steamrolled. Usually, if Ezel players go first, you end up with like 2 cards in hand. Like they rip resources so you can't do anything on your first grade 3 turn. So here it is, my opponent's like teaching me how to play the deck, all the while they went first, so they're steamrolling me. Or I don't know if they went first. I don't remember who went first. Either way, they were doing some major damage to me. Then it became my turn to like do shenanigans. Well, I did so much shenanigans that I somehow beat the Ezel player. Long story short, it was just, things just worked out because I kept getting units that retire my opponent's units. So essentially, we were getting resources, but I kept taking away the resources I gave them. So yeah, it was a weird fight. Like me, at the end of it, I was like, how did I win? And then they were like, well, I didn't get any like defensives or anything to help me end you. And I was like, huh. Alright, cool. It was a weird fight where I won with it. It was really funny. It was just like, alright, cool. You get resources, you try to beat me, I survive, and can you defend this? No? I guess I win! I love Sacrifice Glass, and I agree with some of my friends. If Sacrifice Glass gets support, I feel like it could be a game changer. Because you force your opponent to superior call units from drop. Their skills don't even activate. You basically make them call units, and they're vanillas, so they can't do anything. And those are your targets that you knock back into the drop zone to give yourself more resources to do more funny things. Also, Sacrifice Glass is great, because first grade 3 turn, if you do it well enough, you can recover from all the damage your opponent does leading up to your first grade 3 turn. It's pretty cool. But, yeah. I know, I do that. With Cardfight Vanguard, I do that. I took a standard format deck and put it into the premium format. Now, what does that mean? There are some cards that only work in standard. However, premium doesn't prevent people from putting said standard cards in the format. So, an infamous example is in standard, there's a mechanic called energy. But in premium, energy is non existent. So imagine me putting cards that only use energy and putting them in premium and then befuddling world-class players because they're wondering, why is Godford using standard format only cards in premium? What has this guy got up his sleeve? I mean, I still lost, but I gave his brain a mental smackdown. It was funny. It was great. They were just so confused. They were like, I just want this fight to end. I don't know what you're doing. It's bad. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I've survived 3 of your kill turns. I know I'll die in the 4th one, but I don't know how I survived with this deck. It's great. Like playing checkers with Magnus Carlsen. Who the freak is Magnus Carlsen? I don't know who the freak that is. Anyway, I don't know how much time we'll have, but I'm gonna learn some languages and then play some Echoes of Wisdom, maybe 30 minutes of it. Like I said, I do need to wake up really early, and by that I mean I'm gonna be waking up at 5:20 a.m. So the reigning chess champion for 8 years. Oh, world chess champion. I see the pun you did there, Glass. World class champion, more like world chess champion. Oh wait, I forgot. I forgot. Glass, you weren't here, but I have unlocked ASMR. I finally learned how to, I think, properly use my pop filter on my mic. So check this out. In a row? That's crazy. ASMR. Does this appease you? I've learned a new trick. My voice isn't exactly ASMR approved. You've been appeased? Yes, I've appeased you. It's like Subaru from Hololive when she started doing ASMR, and she has with a lack of better words, a raspy voice, but it's a really cute raspy voice, and she tried to do ASMR, and it was funny the comments she got back, because I think someone was like, it's like scratching your nails on a chalkboard, and I was like, oh! I heard it too, and I was like, oh, she's trying. It's so cute that she's trying. It's clear ASMR isn't her strong suit. But it was great nonetheless. You're gonna fall asleep to it? Aw, shoot.
We're in a train? Or are we in a ship? I guess.
The Angels never played harps. They just had fingernails and chalkboard. That's how you know Judgment Day has come. Bedtime ASMR? Yeah. Raspy voice Subaru. I'm playing. I mean, that's me personally. I still think it's enjoyable, Subaru's ASMR. I find it funny. Now, if I were to take it seriously as ASMR content, nah, that isn't up my alley. I bet there are people that are into that, though. Anyway, we gotta move on. I've just been here talking about stuff for 28 minutes. Alright.